Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of Atlanta's Up and Rising, where we take those who are on the precipice of their career here in Atlanta, showcase them to you, honey, and spotlight all of their wonderfulness and carrying on. For those of you who don't know who I am, shame on you. I am Demetrius Big Meach Taylor, honey. You could reach me and anything about me at www.dishingtea.com. However, as you already know, this has nothing to do with me, honey. This has nothing to do with moi. Right now, I'm going to bring to you someone, honey, who has just been electrifying my spirit. I'm in the middle of reading her book, so I haven't gotten through with it yet. But it is nail-biting, it is titillating, it is fabulous, it is wonderful. It is everything that you want in drama and, you know, a little bit of dirtiness, a little bit of, ooh. Has all of that in it. And she got a couple of angry children up in here, too. But without any further ado, what I am going to do is introduce to some and present to others. This is the one and only. Say your name for the folks so I can hear your lovely voice. Say it.
Avery Good.
See, I was teasing her backstage, honey, because when she says good, see, my sister-in-law, that's my sister-in-law's name. Mm-hmm. So, you know, good to the last drop, Maxwell House and all of that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Good.
So, Miss Good, how good are you?
I'm very good.
I love it. So, you know, what I want to do is I want to introduce to the folks a little bit about who Avery Good is. And I want the folks to become comfortable with you so that we can get them to understand what your book is about.
Absolutely.
And understand the writer and what your muse is for writing. So start with who is Avery Good?
Avery Good is a simple person with a whole lot of voices inside of one body, and I listen to them all. I know I'm crazy.
Her name is Avery.
Yes.
Not Sybil.
Absolutely. But yeah, I do have a lot of voices inside my head. They all speak to this person in me that just feeds my need to write. Like I said, I am simple, but I'm very nosy. I find fodder in everything. So I'm always, you know, I think any opportunity is an opportunity to write. I mean, I think that everybody has a story to tell. My job is just to tell it very well. Oh, okay, and I think I do that very good.
Okay.
So,
here she go with that good. See that?
Yes. Well, I mean, and that's the premise of my name, which is Avery Good, Avery. But if you split that up, it's a very good ... You fill in the blank. I am good at that as well.
You
so
better work that.
I work it. I mean, but God is good, and He's afforded me an opportunity to write. I mean, all I need is a pen and a pad.
Okay.
I don't need my computer. I mean, it's a necessity at times, but you know, I'm content with my pen and my pad and my voice recorder, which is already always on, rather. So beware, because you may be being taped. I'm like big sister, not big brother, but I'm always looking for different stories. I look for real life stories, relatable stories, you know, that someone has gone through, or that you may have known someone who have gone through that. And I just look for ways to tell that story really interestingly, make you laugh, make you cry. This new book that I'm working on, it'll have you throwing the book and then racing across the room to pick it back up. Yes, so I'm quite excited about that.
All right. See, that's the teaser for the new book. Now let's get into the previous book and the current book that you have. Let's give everybody the title and tell us what the premise of the book.
Well, my current book is called Dishonest, and that is a white-collar crime drama. It's really, the premise is what a child knows, because I think that we often forget that children are almost small adults. They don't forget things. They tend to hold on to stuff, which is why we have so many twisted adults. But my protagonist, her name is Honesty Mitchell. She's a product of some dope dealing parents, but she grew up with this, you know, aversion against drugs, and was like, you know, I'm not going to do that, but she feels like it's in her to hustle. So, you know, she's really smart. she hooks up with these people, and she gets introduced to the check game and credit cards and just now anything white collar she can do. And she takes her show on the road and stuff, you know, but then of course as a woman, you know, we always have these hard choices, and then she meets this guy who's on the straight and narrow, and you know, she's having to choose, you know, in this between the life that she grew up in, or do I choose this man who I hardly know, you know. And then she soon finds out that the rules of the game are the same, no matter which game you choose to play. Right. And getting out is not always as easy as getting in.
Girl, now see, wait a minute, because see, I have to know this. Because in this particular book, you got to tell me, because see, Miss Thing is a stunt queen all day, and I know sissy stunts. I know a sissy stunt, honey.
She is.
I know a sissy. Who is she based on, and who has been her duty girlfriend to teach her that? Because no, the checks and stuff that she's doing in this book, girl, no.
Well, you know, I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and the book is based in, you know, about a girl in Oklahoma City. So I am going to admit that Honesty is loosely based on the past me.
Really?
Yes. And then a lot of her embellished story is maybe some, you know, a lot of people that I know. The most interesting thing about this young lady, though, when you read the book, the very first line, when you open it up, it says, "I was found lying between the bodies of my decomposing parents." And it's a very chilling entrance, you know, and it tells her story, you know, because she's gone through a lot. I mean, and there are a lot of us who have, but yeah, she's loosely based off me, you know, that bad girl gone good.
Ooh.
Like, you know, Rihanna, she's that good girl gone bad. I'm just the bad girl gone good.
Oh.
Yeah. Deliverance.
Oh. Wait a minute.
That's what that is.
Deliverance.
Deliverance. That's what that is.
Okay. Well, now, all right. Let's take this particular avenue as far as writing, because as a writer myself, I call myself a transcriptionalist, you know, or, you know, a court reporter or something, because when I hear the voice, I just write what I hear.
Right.
You know, and it tells its own thing. You know, the characters develop themselves versus folks who have to develop the character and go systematic. That's not me. When you find yourself in the creative process, just like you said, your big sister, what is it about that fuels you? And then after you get the fuel, how do you know what's good fuel versus diesel fuel, honey, in a leaded fuel engine?
Everything is good fuel to begin with.
Okay.
It's always better to have more information, or, you know, word overkill versus, you know, not enough words. When I first started working on Dishonest, I was already 37,000 words into another book.
Oh, wow.
When I started hearing these voices in my head that I had to obey, and I kept hearing the voices, so I couldn't write anymore on that project. I started this particular book on a Wednesday. Before I knew it, I was maybe 6 chapters in. 2 days later, this other author named Shannon Holmes, he was like, you know, I like your confidence. This book so far is fire. What else what can you do with this? 7 days later, I was done with this book, totaling 9 days to produce it.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And I closed my eyes. I could see these people. I heard their voice. I could see their faces. And it's almost like they were telling me, Avery, you need to write our story, even though it's a fictional book. But these people had a voice, and they couldn't speak it, and they couldn't use their voice, so they were depending on me to get their voice and to convey their message, because there is a message in the book. I don't glorify anything that went on in the book, because people are looking for a way out. Everyone knows if they are doing wrong. We know we're doing wrong. We don't need anybody to tell us that.
It's wrong. Exactly.
But all I need for you to do is pray for me until I get out of that. And these people were just looking for a different avenue, a way out. So, you know, a non-judgmental book. It's really funny. It was written with a lot of love. I think if you really sit down in a quiet place, you will feel every emotion that I poured into this book, which is my goal in anything that I write.
Oh, right then. Now here is the $65,000 question for all the cash and prizes. In the creative process and being of substance, dealing with characters in your head and this, that, and the other that are speaking to you and that you're becoming their voice, how do you separate work from your everyday world? Because you still got to pay your bills, you got to do this, you got to do that. How do you not get overwhelmed with the characters and when the voices are talking and keep and maintain Avery?
My handy dandy notebook.
Oh, okay.
That's the one thing that I can use even when I'm on my job, my regular job. I can always write in my notebook.
Okay.
No one can stop that flow, and no one can say that I'm violating any type of electronic device, having it work, because my voice recorder does violate that policy. But as long as I have my pen and my pad, and I have these voices that only I can hear, so it's not like it's interrupting the work of my coworker or my supervisor or anybody, because I'm the only one who can hear these voices. But as long as I have that pen and that pad, that creativity, it flows.
You ain't gonna work me.
And creativity never sleeps.
Work me. Do you understand me? You are not going to work me up here.
I write everywhere. I write on the MARTA. I write when I'm sitting in McDonald's and I be using their free Wi-Fi. I mean, I like I said, I use every opportunity to write, and I'm always taking notes because every story could be a book.
See?
Every story could be a book. I'm
gonna go one better and say every story is a book.
Absolutely, it is.
See, because I thoroughly believe that everybody has a story to tell.
Absolutely.
And if it's packaged right, then that's a book.
Absolutely.
Whether it is an ebook, a hard copy, a magazine, a tablet, it is a story, and everything is a book.
Yeah, I once read that every good story is a story that has already been told before. And so, we have similar stories. You might see things. I think I'm very astute, and I see and hear things that maybe others don't. Not to say that I'm psychic or anything like that, but as a reader, progressing into a writer, I catch up on things. I pick up on things, and I'm like, oh, I saw that before, or I've heard this before. But then I have a lot of original things going on inside of this noggin all by myself.
Okay. Coming into the game, because, I'm an author, everybody, especially now with self-publishing, honey, everybody want to do this and can get into this. What do you feel that you would bring to the game or to the reader, especially now in this day of ebooks and this, that, and the other, where the medium has changed over a lot and the game changed, technologically speaking? What is Avery bringing that is the extra ingredient to the stir fry? Not that you're becoming a melting pot, but you're adding to the stir fry. So what are you adding, baby?
I think that I'm adding a little bit of Oklahoma originality.
Get out of here.
You'll find a lot of stuff that you've never read before in my work. I'm probably the very first urban fiction author ever out of Oklahoma. And I am the first author in Oklahoma to sell over 25,000 books. So I think I'm doing pretty well, in that shot. Absolutely. But you will hear a very fresh voice when you read my work. You will find it, funny. I'm not like the typical urban fiction author, and I only got linked to that genre because of that first book. But I write life.
Dig it. That's a Facebook quote. I write life.
I write life.
You just did that for me.
I write life.
Ooh, that just tickled me. That's all in my shoulders. Ooh, you just did that for me. Ooh, you just did that for me. Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question, and then I'm gonna let you tell folks where they can pick up their copy of this. I'm telling you, honey, this book here. Listen, I'm halfway through it. I can't tell. I'm not gonna tell you what I know. Okay. I did say I know a sissy stunt. Let's come and have that girl. I ain't gonna get into my business, but because I saw myself in here on a couple of occasions. I said, I said, oh, I know that stunt. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Let's just go 5 years from today.
5 years from now, I see myself maybe 5 more books into the game, all of them bestseller. I'm working with a larger imprint now. I thank God that I never had to self-publish. I got a book deal, a traditional book deal out the gate, which God was good. And then I've, been blessed to get an even better deal with the larger imprint. And they have books on the New York Times bestseller list. So these people know how to sell books. So they know how to sell books. I know how to write books, and I'm a hustler, so I know how to get the books out there as well. But that's where I see myself. I know a lot of people who put out a book a month. I'm more quality over quantity. And I'm not knocking anybody's game. That's fine for them. But I want more than just to be an ebook author.
Right,
I want my books to be in the brick and mortar stores. I want you to be able to go up into Walmart or Barnes and Noble or Books A Million and see a book with my picture on the back of that cover and be like, that's Avery Good's book right there. I desire that. I don't want just to be an Amazon #1, bestseller.
Okay.
I have bigger dreams than that. I have movie dreams.
Dig it. Okay, you better come on, Shonda Rhimes. Okay. Now, give everybody all of your social medias where they can find this book, Dishonest. Child, give it to me.
You can find Dishonest in just about every brick and mortar store that's out there. Barnes and Noble, Books A Million. I'm not quite sure if they carry it at Walmart, but ask them to. You can reach me on Facebook. You can order the book from my website, www.averygood.com. Welcome to the good world. I'm on Instagram. I'm the Good Scribe. I'm on Twitter. I'm Good Tweets. Everything about me is good, and I'm just Avery Good on Facebook. But you can reach out to me. I always reach back. This is Team Follow Back over here. I've got some crazy quotes, saved, not delivered, so don't expect anything from me. I'm just saying.
And there we have it. Okay. Baby, I'm gonna leave it there because right now I'm starting to get that feeling of you taking my breath away because you just laid that out for me so that way your aspirations and your goals, you inspire me. You just inspired me for this, and I'm living for you for that. I'm so living for this. So without any further ado, I can't say nothing else, but honey, this has just been a good day.
A very good day.
A very good day.
Absolutely.
See, that's how come I had to have you say it. I had to have you say it because Chad, you worked me for that. Okay. Baby, without any further ado, I have to say thank you for coming on.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Honey, anytime. And when this next book come out, I want an autographed copy.
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay. So, honey, I need you to go get this book. I'm telling you.
Buy the book.
You're going to find yourself or somebody that you know and possibly hang with in this book because I done found me in 2 separate occasions. Okay? So without any further ado, honey, I'm going to bid you all good night, honey, and thank you once again. This has been a very good day. I'm Big Meach, honey. We'll talk to you again soon.
are trying to make their travels more time efficient. These tips may help. Stay at an airport hotel the night before your departure, so you don't have to leave quite so early. Remember, many airlines have cut back on meal service. Get food at the airport or ask your hotel to package a meal to go. Larger airports have shops and hotels right inside the terminal that offer everything from banking and salons to dentists and rooms where you can nap or shower.
If you're among the nearly 20% of Americans planning to move this year, you might pack along these tips from experts. First, a timetable helps make sure all the things that have to be done get done before your move. For instance, you should start packing non-essential items about a month before the big day. Assess your moving needs and pick out the proper truck size. Try to lighten the load. The weeks prior to moving are an excellent time to get rid of things you don't need. Pack belongings in strong boxes. Truck rental companies sell all kinds of packing materials, such as bubble wrap. To significantly speed up unpacking, mark the outside of each box with the contents and the room where it should be taken. In extreme temperatures, leave indoor plants until it is time to pack them. Be sure to pick up the truck the day or evening before to become familiar with the vehicle. For more tips, ask your rental company.
Whether it's a birthday party, reunion, or an anniversary celebration, a little bit of planning can make your next family gathering a more memorable experience. Experts say the fondest memories of a party often result from the host's preparation and attention to detail. For example, use an RSVP on the invitation so you can get an actual count of people attending. This can help with your menu planning. And skip putting loose confetti in the invitation. Many people find this annoying. If you're planning a dinner party, include the menu, a map, and directions. You can have a guest book available and invite your partiers to sign in as they arrive. You can then present this to the guest of honor as a keepsake of the event. Try setting a theme with a different food in each room or on each table. Allow 4 to 6 hot hors d'oeuvres per person. Don't serve gooey, drippy sauces near expensive rugs or furniture. Keep some carpet cleaner on hand just in case.
Dog owners who learn some flu prevention tips can give their pets a longer leash on life. While dogs can't be vaccinated for the canine flu, owners can take steps to minimize the dog's chances of exposure and help prevent the problem from becoming more serious. Start by discussing the canine flu problem with the dog's groomer and the people running the doggy daycare center or boarding kennel. Ask them how they prevent the spread of infection. What do they do if a dog develops a cough, and will they notify you if your dog is exposed to a sick dog? If your dog starts to cough, take him to the vet for a thorough checkup. If you think you have been exposed to a dog with the canine flu, wash your hands and clothing. Disinfect any surfaces you may have touched. While canine flu can have potentially serious consequences, be assured that the majority of dogs who get it do not get very sick and only exhibit mild symptoms.
Fire extinguishers do a lot to minimize damage and prevent tragedy, but only if they're used correctly. Stand 6 to 8 feet away from the fire and follow the 4-step pass procedure. First, pull the pin out. This unlocks the operating lever and allows you to discharge the extinguisher. Next, aim low. Point the extinguisher nozzle or hose at the base of the fire. Then squeeze the lever below the handle. This discharges the extinguishing agent. Releasing the lever will stop the discharge. Finally, sweep from side to side. Moving carefully toward the fire, keep the extinguisher aimed at the base of the fire and sweep back and forth until the flames appear to be out. If the fire reignites, repeat the process. Before you begin to fight a fire, make sure everyone is left or is leaving the building. Make sure the fire department has been notified. And make sure you have an unobstructed escape route to which the fire will not spread. Remember, it is dangerous to fight a fire under any circumstances.
180 billion pieces of mail are delivered in the U.S. each year. While most of it is legitimate, some of the letters are scams. Here are 2 to watch out for. The magazine scam involves sending out postcards that ask people to call a number about a contest or prize. People who call may hear about a contest, but they'll also hear a sales pitch for magazine subscriptions offered at discounted rates. The problem is that agreeing to one of the deals could leave you with years of monthly payments on magazines you don't want. Sending bogus credit card offers is another common scam. Consumers receive offers for credit cards or guarantees of loans with low payments, regardless of their credit history. The fees for these guaranteed offers usually start at $100. The problem is that real creditors never guarantee credit, and that $100 will only get you a list of lenders who might extend credit to you. For a list of other scams to watch out for, visit ftc.gov.
Until the next time, we hope these ideas for your health, your safety, and your finances make your day a little better and a lot more fun. Here are some interesting and entertaining oddities about art. Leonardo da Vinci began painting the Mona Lisa in 1503 and finished it just before his death in 1516. When the painting was stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris in 1912, 6 replicas were sold as the original, each at a huge price. It took 3 years to recover the original.
In 1961, Henri Matisse's painting Le Bateau hung upside down at the Museum of Modern Art for 46 days before someone noticed the mistake.
Roman statues were often made with detachable heads, so that one head could be removed and replaced by another.
Paul Gauguin, the French painter, also worked construction on the Panama Canal. About 25,000 workers died during the construction of the canal.
Carbon paper was patented on October 7, 1806 by Ralph Wedgwood of London, England.
The large canvases Jackson Pollock used for his abstract expressionist action paintings were usually laid flat on the floor while he painted. Pollock was a chain smoker and would frequently paint with a cigarette hanging from his lips. This led to the incorporation of cigarette ashes into the surface of some of his works.
It is said that Picasso could draw before he could walk, and his first word was the Spanish word for pencil.
When Auguste Rodin exhibited his first important bronze sculptures in 1878, it was so realistic that it said that some people thought he had sacrificed a live model inside the cast.
The world-famous Louvre Museum and Art Gallery in Paris, France was built in 1190. It was initially used as a fortress. A left-handed painter, Michelangelo, painted his famous David and Goliath with David holding his sling in his left hand.
Leonardo da Vinci wrote all of his personal notes from right to left, forcing those who read them to use a mirror. The first pencil was invented in England in 1565. Even though humans have been painting things for centuries, it wasn't until 1880 that you could purchase ready-mixed paints.
Genghis Khan is credited with introducing the Chinese makers of porcelain to the color called cobalt blue. It's believed he brought it back from Persia. We hope you've enjoyed these interesting and entertaining oddities about art.